What? Oh, someone's visiting? I can't even like say hello before this crap happens. It's sitting in poop! And it wants to see who's at the door. This is a new low. That's a new level. Usually when the mail comes and they ring a ding on the door and I'm like, should I put on pants? Like, is it necessary? Will they take my mail back, you know? But no, that was someone that visited. This is complicated. Tamagotchis have gotten worse. I should explain. So, hi. Let's Talkujo. Lily came to me yesterday. She said, Daddy, can I use one of your old Tamagotchis? There, you're not covered in crap anymore. Isn't that great? I have a few from like more recent years. I had a bunch of Tamagotchis a long time ago when I was in elementary, and those have all been either stolen or crushed in a car door. I cried like all day when that happened. I cried. My mom had to tell me like literally to shut up. This is a more recent one, 2005, 2006. It's called the Tamagotchi Music Star, where it's basically a Tamagotchi. But also, they're always sitting there with a harp or a musical instrument and a toy out there. No matter what they're doing, they have a musical instrument out. So this is Lily's, my device, but I'm letting her use it. She's named it Boopy, and I don't really know much about it. I guess I kind of really do feel like the grandpa here because, she's at school. I'm supposed to be watching Boopy, and I know the Tamagotchi game. I know what you gotta feed it. You got to make sure it's happy, right now it's kind of hungry. I don't know, I'm assuming my crappy camera can focus in on that quickly. So I'm gonna go feed it. All I know about it is that it says it likes to play Asian music. I don't know. The harp's always there, like, it's kind of like those guys in high school, that would walk around with a guitar always on them, But at least Boopy puts up the facade of actually, like, practicing the instrument. When I was in high school, there was this guy that would walk around just like strumming on it, no chords, no semblance of a melody, and it still worked! He still got like a hot grunge chick girlfriend. So kudos to you, Boopy, for at least trying. How you doing now? Okay, full and happy, but they gained a pound. And for something that's supposedly about this small, that's actually that's a pretty big growth, actually. Their stress went down. This one has a stress meter. They're really trying to like make you feel the stress of being a music star. So I've got this toddler, right? I've got this little star toddler, and I've got to manage its stress. I got to make sure it doesn't get too upset. I've got to balance out the apple juice and graham crackers with the harp lessons. Yeesh. So Lily's doing okay with it, though. She doesn't really understand it. She's not really off to a great start, I guess, because the first, 5 things she asked me wasn't, how do I feed it? How do I take care of it? How do I do this? She kept asking, whenever she wanted to do something else, she'd go, can I put it in pause mode? Because I mentioned pause mode. And I'm like, no! That's not the point of a Tamagotchi! I mean, I think the pause function was always there. It's supposed to be there for, if you go on a trip, or if you truly can't take it to school. I don't know if it was there in the first generation of Tamagotchis, but I definitely, even when I found out about it as a child, I was like, that makes no sense. Now I do realize that there are just some people that want to play Tamagotchi, but don't have the opportunity or the luxury to be checking in on it all the time and stuff like that. But as a kid, I was like, no. You can't just turn off your children. And I tried to explain that to Lily last night too. She's like, oh, let's play a board game. She wanted to basically put her kid in the closet so we could play Connect 4. And there are a lot of people out there, there are a lot of parents out there who actually like that. And that's scary. So I guess I can see, you might be thinking, parents, when your kids are doing that kind of crap, like, oh, it's just a Tamagotchi. Well, think again. That could one day be a kid in a closet. Which is a scary thought. Is it okay? Oh, Jesus, it pooped again! What? It flip-flopped! It said Asian music this morning, and now it says pop music. Now it says pop music. Can we see this? Can we see it say pop music, please? Bull crap, Boopy. You need to stick to it. I mean, you're a toddler at this point, but you can't be changing majors halfway through it. Freaking harp. How are you gonna put a harp in pop music? Yeah, there's only one person that ever gets to be the gimmick instrument. There can only be one Lindsey Sterling, You work hard, I guess, but don't get your hopes too high. Ugh, life is hard. So Lily won't let me shave this still. We even sat down and we're watching honestly, a pretty recent video of me without it. And she was sitting on her lap and she started getting squirmy and uncomfortable. And I'm like, what is your complex here? What has happened here? And she just said, I feel basically, she conveyed that, and I think she's already conveyed this to us in the past, but really it just kind of summed it up. She has a very clear idea of what her dad should look like. She thinks that when I don't have a mustache, it looks weird. And I'm like, I think it, I don't know. Even Tenorio is keep the mustache. I think it gives some definition, a much needed definition to your face. No, I get it. I get that she was trying to say in a nice way that I've got a kind of just a buff, like a potato face. So I get it. Maybe I need some more hard lines or details or something. I'd solicit your opinion, but in the end, it doesn't really matter. Oh hell, or put up a poll. Mustache or no mustache? Which Kakujo do you prefer? It doesn't matter though, because until Lily allows me to do it, I'm not going to get to do it. Tenorio's giving a soft no. Lily is like panic attacking, like don't do it. Should I be worried? Isn't it a little young to develop a complex about something like that? I don't get it. I mean, when I was a kid, the worst thing that I had to worry about was the fact that my mom and dad could not find this book that I kept screaming for. I kept saying, I want my golden land. I want my golden land, I said in my booming 1-year-old voice. And they could never figure out what book it was. They thought maybe it was like a little golden book, something. They thought maybe it was like the Cinderella book we had or something. They never could figure it out. You know, I was upset about imaginary stuff that's not real. My kid's over here like actually upset about my fashion. It's 2017, I guess. Oh, if you wanted to know about a little bit more about this Surface Pro 4 that I've been using, this isn't like a paid advertisement thing. In fact, they probably want to pay me to not say this because I'm about to tell you how doo-doo it's been. It's way too expensive for it to not just work, you know? So this is the Surface Pro 4. I'm going to say some bad stuff about it, and I think really what it all boils down to, though, is like QA, you know, quality assurance and all that kind of stuff. I read that there are just a lot of Surface Pros out there that they end up just having problems. They overheat, they shut down, they freeze up, they lock up all the time, and that's all well and good for something that's not almost $2,000. Yes, it's very expensive. If this was an investment, this was something I sat on getting for a long time, but I was like, you know, the value of me being able to get away from this desk, from getting away from this spot, is priceless. And for when it was working and I was sitting in the living room, it was so nice. I could sit down. I sat right next to my family. They're all watching TV, and I'm just sitting here, like, you know, doodling along. We're all chatting lightly and stuff, and it's nice. I mean, I would like to spend more, like, dedicated, full one-on-one time with my family, but it beats just sitting here constantly and not being able to see them at all. So I liked it. But here's the Surface Pro 4. It's got this little pen that magnets onto it. Yeah, the type cover's an optional thing. You snap it on and lets it use it as a keyboard, and it's got a fingerprint scanner, yada yada. But the thing is, when I'm using it for Photoshop, it locks up really bad. Like, it just kept locking up. Sometimes I'll go 5 minutes and it'll lock up. Sometimes I'll go 4 hours and it'll lock up. Like the very first comic of the Moving Block series, my new comic series over on kakujomics.com, there's that little plug for you. It didn't lock up that entire time. It was perfectly fine. And, but then now it's been doing it more frequently, and I've been going back and forth with them. It's also been having all these other dumb little issues, and they've basically said, just send it to us and we'll send you a replacement. And they're also, like, giving me the hardest time about that one. I'm going to have, when I send this back, I'm going to be without it for, like, 8 days or whatever, so I've got to do the comic back on the desk again. And keep in mind, again, this was, like, a very expensive investment, and it is just crap. I don't like it. So I've supposed to already send this back in the mail through FedEx, but I am just wanting to finish up the last comic. The most recent one, number 4, is pretty late, and it's all this little butthole's fault. So hopefully the next one will work. Hopefully it does it. Hopefully I'll have nothing but nice things to say about it. But that just in case you wondered, like, what's up with the comic, it's a Surface Pro 4's fault, not mine. We haven't done this in a while. Bits and bytes of the bits and bytes. I want to give a shout out to the Discord server, which I've recently created a Discord server. I'll put a link down in the description if you want to pop by. You can come talk to us about comics, games, art, music, food, whatever. I mean, of course, there's always the general chat where we all just do whatever. And the mods, the Chris D, Fior, or some know her on the YouTube, on the channel here is Firecat D, Dog Trainer 89, and Mr. Buckets are our mods, and they've so far been doing, like, a really great job. So thank you guys. Because I feel more like I need to reach out and say that for Discord, because it seems like Discord servers very easily go toxic. When I created my Discord server, one of my colleagues, one of my fellow YouTube Let's Players reached out and they were like, hey man, can I talk to you about Discord? And I was like, yeah, okay, like, what's up? And he was basically saying that his own Discord, he pretty much can't even go there anymore. He pretty much, like, can't step in there because it's toxic. People just treat him like trash. They badmouth him and stuff, and it's just this classless kind of crap. Running this Discord, taking the word of warning, I wanted to run this with a little more attention. Like, you know, so I'll be in there, and if someone's breaking a rule, I will actually call them out. I don't like to do that. It makes me nervous, makes me feel bad. I don't want anyone feeling bad. So hopefully if I've ever said, like, hey, don't do this or don't do that, I'll try to do it in a way that doesn't come off as just jerky, and hopefully you won't take it hard. But I will not let this Discord server go like that. it will not become that way. I mean, there's only been like one person that's just come straight in and just like said a negative thing, and they even said it in a way that strongly implied they don't even like consider my feelings as like a human thing. Like, it wasn't just me, they were just like, blah blah, negative fact. Like, that's happened to me before sometimes when streaming, and it's like, they just talk about me as if I'm not there. And you do gotta remember that I do wake up, I do pee, I do eat a cereal and drink some coffee, and then I get my work done just like the rest of you. I got them feelings. I do, it's true. But yeah, so far the Discord's been really good. It's been really fun. I actually do genuinely enjoy just clicking on in, seeing what everyone's talking about, and throwing in my 2 cents, and sometimes having a full-blown conversation and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, check it out. It's good. You know, normally in Tamagotchi, whenever their happiness is down, you just go to the game area, the baseball bat and ball, and you play like, you know, guess which, if the number's gonna be bigger or higher or lower, or whatever, just simple games or whatever. But in this one, you actually have 3 different game options. The game options let you raise, they all raise happiness, they all lower stress slightly, but they raise one of 3 different musical attributes. Your tone, your rhythm, and your original. Which I assume means originality. So you have to balance that. Unfortunately, the one for rhythm, the game for rhythm is the hardest game, especially for Lily. She just like can't even. And so she really likes the one that raises the original, and so it is like 1,000 points original, no rhythm, very little tone. So like Bjork or Kanye West, I guess. Well, I didn't do nothing. Oh, is that what you want to be? You want to be Kanye West? That's cool. I mean, he's not really popular right now, but maybe here in 10 years, you know? Just stay away from presidents. Just stay out of politics. I got some bad news. I opened a booster pack off cam. No, I know. And what I'm about to say next might upset you even further. It was a good booster pack. So, I haven't taken the cards apart or, you know, shuffled them into my collection, so it's already opened, I already know what it's gonna be, but let me go ahead and show you, just so we can at least salvage some semblance of what it felt like. Okay, so what we had was a Rapidash, a Persian, this is all from Steam Siege, by the way, a Shieldon, Nidoran Male, Clauncher, Fletchling, Hoppip, Sneasel, Captivating Pokepuff. This is a reverse hollow, and it's weird. I guess it's a way to like fluff out your opponent's bench. I guess this works for, I think there was an Entei that did more damage the more Pokemon your opponent has on their bench. So maybe if they're avoiding that, you can use this to force it. It's such a specific kind of circumstantial kind of thing, but the last one was Steelix EX! And I was excited to see this, and it just, my heart sank honestly when I saw this, because I was like, this is the first time I've opened up a pack that had a good card in it in so long, and I want to say like, pretty much every single pack we've opened up on this channel has been crap. And so, I'm sorry. I was having a bad day, and we were out, and things didn't go right, and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna open a booster pack, and now I regret everything. But, oh, I guess I also bought a bunch of new manga from Kinokuni at Iwajimaya, so there's that. I haven't opened these. I mean, I can tell you what's in them, though, so, like, there's not that aspect will be gone. I got Shokugeki no Soma, which I guess it's... You might have already watched this. It's just called Food Wars. It's another Shonen Jump comic series. It's pretty cool. Tenorio and I watched the first few episodes of the anime, and it seems pretty neat. It's just like food wars and a lot of gratuitous fan service. Like every time Soma makes something, he experiments and makes a new dish. He gives it to someone, and it's usually, of course, a pretty lady. And when she eats it, there's this metaphorical cutscene where she's like getting just molested by the food, and so there's stuff like that. But it's rated for 16 and up. Which, I mean, I guess, like, Japan's rating for kids in Japan is not really what we consider for kids over here. I was reading Dragon Ball manga the other day, and I don't know if they cut this from the English one or what, but there's this part where they thought it was, you know, the young one, the young Goku and Krillin. It's when they're dealing with the Sergeant Blue or whatever his name is. They're down in the cave, right? They're trying to find the Dragon Ball. And as always, Goku's just trying to find the 4-star. That's really all he cares about. But they get down there, everything's falling apart. Rocks are coming down, and they're like, we gotta get out of here! And they get out, and they're like, no, we didn't get the Dragon Ball! But then Bulma's over there, and she's like, he, and she reaches down into her junk and pulls out a Dragon Ball. And literally, the gag is that Krillin, like a few panels later, is like smelling it. And he literally is like, I just wanted to see if it smelled. For kids! Is there even a rating on the Japanese ones? I never see a rating on the Japanese ones. Your kids are gonna see butts and boobs at some point in their life, I guess just get over it. Is that Japan's stance? But that's the Dragon Ball manga. But there you have it, folks. Thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting me and doing all the watching the stuff. And I'll see you next time. Bye.